When many people picture the Middle Age, they see knights, castles, and cathedrals in Western Europe. This video shifts the lens. From 400 to 1750 CE, lawmaking, scholarship, translation, and oceanic trade were also transforming lives far beyond Europe. Let's place events side by side and expand the map. In 622, Muhammad's community moved to Medina and negotiated a charter with local tribes. They defined a multi-confessional polity, protections for Jews and Muslims, procedures for arbitration and blood money, collective defense, and limits on private revenge. It was urban governance by contract, securing trade and public order through rules, not conquest alone. Across Asia, the monk Xuanzang spent 16 years mapping monasteries, libraries, routes, and languages from Chang'an to Nalanda. His records read like a field report, distance verified, curricula listed, scholars interviewed, text copied. Linked with inscriptions from Srivijaya, it shows an ancient republic of letters powered by pilgrimage, logistics, and translation. In Abbasid Baghdad, Human Aid Isaac organized teams that collated Greek and Syriac manuscripts and coined precise Arabic terms for medicine. Patronage from hospitals embedded translation in clinical training, curricula, commentaries, and handbooks for practitioners. These Arabic syntheses later reached Latin Europe, but their first life was local and practical. Now let's go to 1000 to 1200 CE. Around the year 1000, feudalism became the dominant order across Western Europe. In 1054, the Great Schism divided Christianity into Eastern Orthodox and Roman Catholic churches. Just a decade later, the Norman conquest of England reshaped English monarchy and culture. And by the late 11th century, a wave of crusades sent European knights and merchants deep into the Eastern Mediterranean, linking Europe more tightly to Asia and Africa through war, pilgrimage, and trade. And while Europe was looking eastward, the rest of the world was already thriving. Across Africa, the Ghana Empire reached the height of its gold-salt trade, connecting the Sahel to the Mediterranean. Further east, the Swahili city-states rose along the Indian Ocean coast, exchanging goods and ideas with Arabia and India, an early form of globalization. In the Americas, Norse explorers led by Leif Erikson reached Newfoundland around the year 1000, centuries before Columbus. Meanwhile, in Mesoamerica, cities like Chichen Itza flourished as centers of astronomy, religion, and regional trade. And in Asia, the Song dynasty presided over one of the most prosperous economies of the medieval world. Printing, paper money, and gunpowder transformed daily life. Later, the Jurchen invasions pushed the Chinese capital southward to Hangzhou, but commerce and innovation only grew stronger. At the same time in Japan, the Genpei War paved the way for the rise of the samurai and Kamakura shogunate. Finally, let's go to 1200 to 1750 CE. In 1206, Genghis Khan united the steppe tribes and built the Mongol Empire. Within decades, His army expanded across Eurasia and reached Damascus in 1260, where they were finally stopped. After that, the empire divided into four parts. Kublai Khan founded the Yuan dynasty in China, unifying the region until the Mongols retreated to the steppe in the 1300s. Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death swept through Europe, killing nearly one-third of its people. Yet from this disaster emerged a new cultural spirit. From the 14th to 16th century, artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo led the Renaissance, celebrating human reason and creativity. Later, after the fall of Constantinople, Europeans began seeking new sea routes to Asia, marking the start of the age of discovery that connected continents for the first time. In the Andes, the Incas rose from a small kingdom around 1200. By the 1400s, they built a vast empire uniting mountains and coast. The road network and labor system of mutual service kept the empire strong, making it the most powerful state in pre-Columbian America. Between 1450 and 1660, five Iroquois tribes in the Great Lakes region formed the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. Guided by the Great Law of Peace, they governed through consensus decision-making and matriarchal leadership, creating the most stable federal system in the pre-colonial North America. In West Africa, the Mali Empire rose around 1235, controlling trade routes of gold and salt across the Sahara. Blending Islam with local traditions, it flourished under Mansa Musa, whose journey to Mecca showed it immense wealth. By the 1400s, internal conflicts weakened the empire's power.
Alright, these are our reference lists. Thank you for watching.